A diplomatic incident occurred today during a conference on the environment being held in Tirana, with Serbia declining to acknowledge Kosovo as an independent state and as such refusing to sit at the table with them. The National Interurban Transport Association has warned the Minister of Infrastructure and Energy, Belinda Baluku, that their demands must be met by April 15th or they will suspend all intercity bus services throughout the country. The creation of a new 100% state-owned Illyrian Guard facility will provide physical and legal services, both public and private, which, according to Deputy Interior Minister Julian Hodai, will be offered to a new standard. It's 6 o'clock on Friday, the 5th of April 2019. Good evening and thank you for tuning in to RTV Ora's English edition. My name is Alexandra, bringing you the only daily update of the local Albanian news translated into English. Genoveva Calavera, a high official from Brussels, has presented all the concerns of the European Union with Albanian political leaders in head-to-head meetings. According to Genoveva Calavera, the European Union has given all confidence to civil society, without which the vetting process would not have been possible. Every democratic government should hear the criticisms of civil society. Authorities should pave the way for dialogue and for reforms with all civil society actors. The vetting process would not have been possible without their role and the monitoring of these actors, said Genoveva Calavera. During her two-day visit, International Monitoring Operation Chief Genoveva Calavera held meetings with the Prime Minister, the Justice Minister, representatives of the opposition and members of the High Council of the Prosecution, focusing on law reform. The number of MPs in Parliament is expected to rise to 102 as another candidate from the Democratic Party's list has submitted their decriminalisation form to the Central Election Commission. Chair of the Youth Forum in the branch of the Democratic Party in Urseka, Arlene Charchani, has expressed the will to take up the mandate and to become part of the new opposition in Parliament. A day earlier, Korablita received a mandate from the Central Election Commission and is now expected to be sworn in at the next plenary session, while Halil Yakimi will receive a mandate after his resignation as a municipal councillor in Bulqiza is accepted. A diplomatic incident occurred today regarding the Conference on Climate in the Western Balkans, which was being held in Tirana. The conference was forcefully postponed as members of the Serbian delegation refused to sit at the same table as their counterparts from Kosovo, thus refusing to acknowledge Kosovo as a fully fledged member of the UN. In a statement to the media, the Minister of Environment for Kosovo, Fatmir Matoshi, said that no one should exclude Kosovo. What happened is related to the strictly stipulated United Nations rules that require Kosovo to be represented under the United Nations Mission in Kosovo, UNMIK sign, or to be represented by Kosovo government officials but accompanied by UNMIK officials. The position of Kosovo is that what happened today is unacceptable and must never happen again. The conference will now take place on a technical level. No one can even dream of a clean, good and acceptable environment in the Western Balkans if they believe an entire country should be excluded from joint projects and discussion tables, retorted Fatmir Matoshi. Commenting on this incident, Albania's Minister of Environment, Blendi Klosi, said that the conference was being hosted by the UN and that Kosovo should have been a part of it because it's part of the Western Balkan region. It is an activity organised by the United Nations under United Nations rules. As a hospitable place of activity, I invited Minister Matoshi. The United Nations rules are over and above our competencies as ministers. We saw it as a real positive that the United Nations and donors accepted Kosovo as part of this table. We extended the invitation because it was illogical for us to organise an activity for the region without including Kosovo as part of this discussion. We had an agreement with the United Nations and Serbia regarding the development of this activity and the presence of Kosovo as a special guest, said Minister Blendi Klosi. Environment Minister Blendi Klosi announced that after the negotiations, the conference would continue and Kosovo would have the title as an honorary guest. Further, Minister Klosi explained that Kosovo has also agreed to the presence of the Serbian minister. Meanwhile, Kosovo has refused to be represented under the UNMIK logo on the grounds that they are an independent state. On the other hand, the Serbian delegation did not accept Kosovo's participation in the conference and therefore left, refusing to acknowledge Kosovo as a member of the UN with full rights. It's not yet known when the conference will resume, but it is a known fact that Serbia refuses to agree for Kosovo to be included as a member of the United Nations organisation. The sensation surrounding the recently appointed Minister of Infrastructure and Energy, Belinda Baluku, continues to grow, with her latest inaction creating the risk of paralysing all intercity transport in the country. The National Interurban Transport Association has provided a deadline of the 15th of April for the minister to meet their demands, or else they will suspend services across all bus lines throughout the country. They ask the Minister of Infrastructure to take measures to punish unfair competition, to review schedules and to void the administrative penalties that have been issued unjustly. The National Interurban Transport Association says they have been struggling with difficulties in their work and feel the need to resort to extreme measures in order to resolve them. The High State Control has determined that the state budget suffered €1.7 billion damage in the year 2018. In giving the final governmental performance report for the past year, the HSC has declared a rather incriminating figure regarding mismanagement of citizen taxes from both ineffective spending and the lack of collection on planned revenue. After the findings, the High State Control filed 41 penal reports to the Prosecutor's Office, asserting that 112 individuals bear a criminal responsibility in regards to the damage, including 33 heads of institutions. The main penal offences charged by these persons are abuse of duty and violation of equality of participants in tenders or public auctions. Further comments were also made regarding public debt. After the audits, it was concluded that the level of public debt is higher than 71% if we include overdue obligations. Concerns were also raised over the lack of monitoring of the existing PPP portfolio and their expected effect on fiscal indicators. Referring to the current data on a total of 11 concession contracts, the actual expenditures from the state budget amount have been determined as 6.4 billion lek. During 2018, audits have been conducted on central institutions by their respective ministries and agencies, general directorates and tax and customs departments. The government has approved the creation of the Illyrian Guard, which will be 100% funded by state capital and, after being registered with the National Business Centre, will provide physical and legal services, both public and private. The Illyrian Guard will offer paid services to third parties, public or private, in the field of public order and security, information technology and any other service consistent with the purpose of its creation and statute, explained the government decision. Deputy Interior Minister Julian Hodai said the establishment of this company aims to provide a new standard and to save it from the state budget for the preservation of institutions. The effectives of this structure will come from the state police. The main source of employee recruitment will be from the state police. There are many experienced people in the state police who, for one reason or another, have not had a very successful career in the force. We are talking about those who have 20 to 25 years of experience with the state police. Being a trading company, the Illyrian Guard can operate in all areas that it sees fit, in all those areas that may generate income and may also be of interest to further development. What we think is that this society will be a key element in the modernisation of the state police and other structures of the Ministry of Interior, explained Hodai. The head of the Police Officer Union, Sedatin Fishta, commented on this new creation of the structure with RTV Ora, saying the company will contract the state police while the institutions that require their services can expect the utmost professionalism. The creation of this new structure by the Ministry of Interior was also announced by the Prime Minister, who said it would provide further employment opportunities for police officers who are nearing retirement. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join us again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of RTV Ora, thank you and good night.